do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, in Prairie Vintage, my name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, fantastic viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. And for those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading again today. Today's reading, we're looking at a message from your higher self that you are most likely not going to believe, but it's absolutely 100% true. So I don't know whether I should get the tissues because I'll be crying, or if I should get the toilet paper because your high self is full of shit. I don't know, but we'll see. I do suspect it'll be quite an interesting reading, but it did come through this morning quite loud that your high self has a message for you that maybe you're losing hope on something, or that maybe you just don't see something coming into fruition for whatever reason, or just some outlandish thing your high self wants to deliver to you that you're ready to hear, although your high self is saying you will not believe it. So interesting. You'll have to let me know if you guys believe it or don't believe it. So as usual, I will hold up these decks for you guys shortly so you can take a look at which ones you guys feel called to pull. But as far as the cards we'll be using, these 4 tarot packs and this tea leaf oracle for this reading today. Okay, and let's take a look. So we have the Radiant Tarot for the first pick. And Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot for pile number 2. Pile number 3, we have the Godfather Tarot. And pile number 4, we have Salvador Dali's Limited Gold Edition Tarot. That's full of little fluffs. So, beautiful angels, as usual. You could be called to multiple piles. It's absolutely fine to be drawn to all, to none. Okay, listen to your intuition, because there's definitely multiple aspects that energy could pull through, or multiple messages that your high self wants to deliver. Okay, and I'm only reading energy, so if I attribute the energy to you, but it's not your energy, but you're resonating with that situation or that circumstance or someone around you carrying the energy that I'm tapped into, then it still could be your message, okay? Because I don't know, there's no names attached to energy. I'm just reading energy. Energy could be a person, place, a thing. I don't know. Okay, it's up to you to sort of determine whether the energy fits what's making sense to you. And if a message is too difficult to handle, then you might want to just go and watch another reading. Okay, I can't sort of pitch the reading differently. That's going to cater to different people. So the only thing you can really do is turn off the reading, or go and come back when you feel a little bit more grounded, because I don't know what we're going to see. I got to be completely honest, could be something that's challenging. I don't know. I don't like delivering challenging messages, so I sure hope it's something that is exciting and fresh, and but that doesn't seem to always be the case, and I don't know why that is, so we'll see. All right, beautiful people, 4 options, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your pick, and I will see you there. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1, you guys picked the Radiant Tarot for your pick. We're going to look at a message from your high self that you are most likely not going to believe, and I don't know what it is. So let's take a look at what we have here, shall we? So we have your oracle cards and we have your tarot. So I will ask Spirit for a clear and concise message here in regards to helping me deliver what your high self wants to communicate to you, beautiful angel, at this time, that you're not going to believe. So what is this truthful message from pile one's high self? Their higher self is wanting to communicate to pile number one to deliver this message that they're needing to hear today, that they're not going to believe. Clear and concise message, Spirit. Thank you so much. We're so blessed. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number one. So let's see. Now, don't take words literally. Okay. The energy is what I pull from these cards. Okay. Unless, of course, it's confirmation for you, then you can take it. But since I'm the one channeling, it has to be the energy that I'm picking up. That's going to be what I need. Okay. So let's get rid of this. And let's get into your reading. Butterfly, a change for the better. You're like, I don't believe it. Dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. Basket, recognition, a reward for merit. Axe, forces working against you. Firecracker, excitement. Fair man, dealings or relationships with with a man with blonde, gray, or white beard. Beard, oh my goodness, I said beard and there's no beard here. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Anyway, take beard as a Freudian slip here. You might have a beard, or someone you know might have a beard, or grays or whites in their beard, blonde beard. Beetle, good fortune. And hat, you will be playing a different role. Oh my goodness. So we have the 7 Pentacles, and we have 7 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. We have 2 of Cups, and we have the 3 of Wands. Oh my goodness, your message is so clear. Very clear, okay? This isn't so hard to believe on my end because this happens every single day of every single hour, but because this message is coming through for your pile and it's something you're not going to believe, I feel really sad because I do feel like this is something that has taken quite some effort, some energy, and some time, okay? Or all of the above to the point of breaking. So what are we seeing here? Beautiful angel pile number one. You were invested for super long into something. Nothing came of it. Nothing. You planted the seeds. You did everything right as best as you could. You might have even came apart at the seams. You might have fell apart completely. You might have ran out of all resources. All hope is lost. Everything is completely upside down. It's not working. You had to either call it quits, cut your losses, or just, even if you wanted to keep going, you didn't have anything left. No more resources, no more energy, no more effort. You completely said, I can't. Even if I wanted to, I cannot. And maybe we were even beyond caring at the point that we had no energy even to care. Like, it's not that you don't care, but I feel like there was no more energy even to feel. I'm getting a very drained energy. You put in way, way too much money, time, emotion, whatever it was you put in this thing. And for a lot of you guys, I do feel it could certainly be a relationship, but it doesn't have to be. But the 2 of Cups, when I pull it, is my relationship card, okay? And the Lovers doesn't even mean relationship for me. But the 2 Cups does symbolize for my readings a relationship, okay? But we are in relationship with everyone or everything. I should say, and everything, okay? So this is really all about energy, not necessarily people, okay, when I do energy readings. But it's you and a person, you and another energy, whatever that might be, a situation, a circumstance, a something. Okay, fed it, did everything. And your message here that your high self is talking about that you're not going to believe is that, boom, out of the blue, the roles are completely reversed here, okay? I feel like whatever it was that it was not producing, that was not abundant, that was not doing whatever it was supposed to do, if it was a situation in which you're getting no respect, no recognition, no abundance, no food, no money out of it, no love, no nothing, it's happening. Okay, for some of you guys, definitely you might be dealing with a person. Like I said, this is symbolizing a masculine energy, but I feel like whether it's a female or a male is irrelevant in regards to gender. But why we're seeing the masculine here is because the ball was in this person's court to take action, to take the lead, to do something here. You know, a boss, the male in the relationship, like to take action, you know? And I feel like maybe you've been the masculine, and it's fine, you know, even if you're a male or whatever, it's like, it's fine to be the masculine, but it cannot be sort of one-sided here. We are waiting for balance. They are waiting for reciprocation in some capacity here. And so I feel like whatever role you were playing, the masculine, you're now in the feminine. Okay. Yeah, you were definitely in the masculine, you know, because you were the one carrying the load, doing whatever you were doing here. And then you gave up. I don't know how long you gave up. I feel like a situation got very tense, or you had to cut it off abruptly, or it ended abruptly, or over time, just it ended. And it was everything against you. This person was against you. The situation seemed like it just wasn't coming together. And it was, all signs point to it wasn't working. It wasn't flowing. There was too much, you know, going against the grain here. And so I do feel like with this firecracker, like I'm getting tower out of the blue, or just suddenly. And again, it's not really out of the blue so much as it's been cultivating for so long, but there's a transformation in this situation as a result of your seeds, as a result of your nurturing. But what I'm really getting here is that you've stopped sort of caring. That's the only word that comes through, you know? And it's not that you're uncaring. I just feel like it's so what now? Like, so what? I don't know why your high self is telling you this. Like, so what? You know? But I guess you have like a reward here, or you have like abundance coming to you. And so maybe you could accept the abundance and just say, you know, okay, thanks. You know, you don't have to, but thanks. And then what? Like, I feel like it's almost like your old employer goes and like cuts you a check, you know, and retro pays you for all the energy and effort that you put into a project. So you could still cash that check and use it. But it's like, I feel like the principle behind, you know, when you needed the money, or like when you were doing the work, like that's what I feel is kind of off here, you know, because yes, you could take that money, and yes, it's still sort of reflecting back to you. The efforts you put in is coming to you. And I do feel is coming in equal proportion, if not more. Okay, good fortune, reward for merit. Like the reward for merit is of equal value here. It's of equal value, but I feel it's a buck late, or it's not even a buck late. It's just a buck short. No, it's a buck late. Sorry. Whatever the saying is, the bucks are there. The time is short, you know, and you can't put back, I guess, the time. And that's my thing. But at the same time, it's like, had you not put in that time, then this would have not have been coming forward anyway. But you know, it's like there's a way you can progress forward with this switch of events now. It's like things can move, things can flow. This was like the preparation here for there to be movement, or there to be progress. But I feel like I said, like for a lot of you guys, if you left the relationship, if you left the job, if you are no longer there, like, I don't know what this progression is, you know, because maybe it's just a chance or an opportunity for you to progress, but you'll be playing a different role. Is kind of giving me a clue here. Like maybe there's a different choice on the table that wasn't there before. Like, let's say if your employer gives you that check, like I was talking about, that's like kind of a little bit too late. Maybe they also offer you a different role, you know? Let's see, because I do feel like there's something more here to this whole thing. Spirit, pile one does not care so much about this. I mean, maybe some of you guys care, but I feel like I'm reading for people who don't care anymore. Like, like, not that you're going to rip up this check, but it's the principle behind, when you were maybe scrambling, trying to pay bills, or maybe when you were feeling kicked to the curb and lonely, and your partner's out, like, I don't know, just abandoning you. Like, so what? They're there, and now what? It doesn't matter so much, right? So let's see, Spirit. Oh, for pile number 1, their high self. Can they just give some insight in regards to, so what? Why is this anything that pile 1 should care about? Honest truth, please, here for pile number 1 from their high self in regards to what they're needing to know. All right, brace yourself, pile 1. Queen of Cups. Wow. Because you have compassion, because you have heart, because you're not at the same level as whoever it was, whatever it was that was operating from not a heart space. And so maybe this was your journey of learning compassion, grace, gratitude. All right. 6 of Cups in reverse. Some of you guys might still get very hung up or stuck on a memory, and you want to be freed. You want to be freed here emotionally. 3 of Cups in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, a lot of you guys, it is a relationship, but like I said, Lovers is just our destined path here. So 5 of Pentacles. Beautiful angels. This is what your high self is saying, and it takes a very more elevated, conscious person here to see beyond what has happened here, okay? I do feel you were pushed out. You were left without. It didn't pay you when it was supposed to, or as much as it was supposed to. The person didn't come around. The person abandoned you. I don't know. They kicked you to the curb. You felt without. You weren't integrated, welcomed, whatever it was, did not feel good at that time. Okay? Your high self acknowledges this, but your high self is acknowledging your compassion. Your high self is acknowledging the part of you here, okay, that you're being called to pull upon, which is this Queen of Cups. Really tapping into the compassion here, really tapping into the love, because what your high self is talking about is in regards to what you're going to have to carry and not carry here when you go forward. You do not want to carry any resentments, any energy here that traps, that keeps certain lessons and certain experiences stuck at a certain level, because then you go and you karmically bring in other situations, more lifetimes, where we're still not quite elevated enough to get to the heart space. That's what this is all about. Heart space, compassion, seeing beyond, people's limitations, or their timing is not aligned with our timing, or whatever the thing is that we got hung up on. I feel like some of you guys might be quite not open, or not ready, or not wanting to celebrate this, and it's your choice if you don't want to choose this. And if it's your choice, if you don't want to go down the path, you don't have to go down the path, because I feel a lot of you guys are no longer going down this path. And that's fine. But what your high self is talking about is the choice to lean into the heart, to see the compassion or the love or the lesson here. That's the most valuable thing. It's not whether you go back to that job, or whether you take this person and build a life with this person. Although I do feel there is like an opportunity here for you to choose. And I feel like you just don't want to reconcile. You just don't want to experience what you experienced anymore. And that's fine. You can have those choices for sure, because emotionally, I feel a lot of you guys got, just, you're out of gas. Emotionally, there's no more, the cup runneth dry. But the cup that it shouldn't run dry is the part of you that now is able to engage in future relationships, future situations, future employers, from a place of this Queen of Cups, not a Queen of Swords, who might be a little detached from emotions here, but has compassion and has an understanding based on a lesson and an experience that you've had. Okay, which is very difficult for us to do. So this doesn't mean that you don't have to, not choose to go down this path. Maybe you want to. Maybe you want to use your, your compassion to see beyond something here. But I do feel like Spirit's really talking about the lesson and the overcoming of things here that might have been really the whole purpose, like things deep rooted within us that needs to get transformed spiritually so that we can rise above certain levels of consciousness, really, because then we stay in transactional relationships or transactional situations where it's really about what do I get, what do they get, and we're sort of keeping tabs, and we know that this isn't really what it means to be sort of more in this energy of compassion and grace and gratitude and evolved, being the higher person or the bigger person, And so it might take you some time to even get there. But I feel like throughout this lesson, I feel like because we have been, knowing what it feels like to be left out, I think we're not wanting to make anyone else feel this way. This did not feel good at all. At all, at all, at all. And so we did not feel good, and we know what this feels like. And so we now do not want anyone else, regardless if it's this person, this situation, to feel what it was that we felt because it didn't feel good. And so we're learning, how do we move forward with ourselves in a way compassionately without, I don't know, doing the tit for tat game, I guess, is what it really comes down to. And that's going to be another part of your sort of experience here. And you'll be playing a different role, meaning you won't maybe do what you've done in the past. In the past, maybe, I'd be like, so what? Like, this employer needs to learn their lesson. I mean, an employer, if they're corporate, they don't really have like an emotional body. I feel like this is more emotional, because I feel like there was maybe like other people involved, or politics, or like emotional, ethical things involved here. It wasn't just a corporation, like you being a number. I feel like there was more to this thing, where people who should have stood up for you or did the right thing didn't do the right thing. That's hurtful. That is very hurtful. And it created all sorts of stuff here that wasn't good. So it's up to you if you want to clean the slate and, and it's not like forget whatever's happened here in a way that makes you blind to fall to the same lessons, but forget in a way that isn't hang on, because people say forgive and forget. No, if you keep hanging on to the memory of what happened, you're not really letting it go. It stays in your energy body, and your high self is saying forget, 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 but to learn the lesson, Can you do this? You're being called to the challenge here, That's up to you. Whatever. You could do whatever you wish, you like. Your high self is very proud of you. I think you're only maybe feeling like your capacity or your gas tank is can only do one thing. That's how I feel anyway, like, because you're out of gas. That's like, what is your high self asking you to do? Is it even in you? I don't know. It's like asking you to do something maybe you're incapable of really doing, because there's nothing left here. Like, I really felt you're drained. There's no more. There's nothing. So what? I don't know. Do we break the gas tank? Do we find a bike? Do we go on foot? It's pushing you. This is really pushing you, because this is a message for someone who's really, really out of gas. I'm not talking about someone who's been, still waiting around for an answer, still sort of doing the work towards getting a shift here. This is somebody who's completely said, I have nothing anymore that I can do here at all. It's sort of like, no. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear, because I'm not giving false hope from your high self for someone who's like, I've been on this for a year, or I've been working on this project for a year. I've been invested in this person for 2 years. It doesn't matter really how long. It could be 10 years. I don't care. This is an energetic signature of, I have no more. You had to cut it off. Everything was not working. You ran out. There was no more. So beautiful angels. What a beautiful, strong message. And Yeah, find it within our heart space. What a beautiful message, hey? Whew, that's a doozy. All right, pile number 1. I'll leave this with you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2, you guys pick Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot. Whew, we're looking at your high self and what it is that your higher self is wanting to communicate to you that you're not going to believe. Okay, so pile 1 took some out of me. So I have 3 more. I'm like shaking. Look at my hands. Oh, Linda, settle down. Let's see. What aren't you going to believe here? Pile number 2. Don't take words literally, okay, from these cards. They're here in order for me to channel. Unless they could confirm unless they validate and confirm something for you, don't take the word literally and let me channel, okay? So we're going to ask Spirit to help me channel what it is that pile 2's higher self is wanting to communicate that pile 2 is not going to believe. But what is it that pile 2 is not going to believe? All right, so let's get these out of here. And let's get your tarot going. So for pile number 2, Spirit, please help me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Pile 2, thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. What does your higher self want to say to you? What is this message that you're not going to believe from your higher self? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. What is it that pile 2 is not going to believe? Okie dokie. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? V. Victory in some endeavor. Wow. V is for vendetta. Bridge. Successfully overcoming a problem. Wowzers. Grapes. Time to go out and have fun. Ooh. Career. With this beautiful writing desk. And you know what I've been seeing a lot lately is writing feathers. Like a lot of writing feathers. Could be communication. It says career. Purse. Pay attention to your finances. Candle. You will be shown the way. Wow. Some of you guys might resonate with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take that as confirmation for some of you guys. I'm also getting some of you guys might be psychic. I'm also getting some of you guys might like to drink wine. Okay. And we have carrot, opportunity or windfall. Oh my goodness. And axe, forces working against you. That came out for pile 1. Some of you guys might certainly resonate with the messaging in pile 1. Only take it if you are called and pulled, of course. And we have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. We had the butterfly in pile 1. Just again, synchronicity. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. I think this came out for pile 1 as well. But anyway, just seeing the similarities here. This says 25 cents. The invasion took years of preparation, but all the planning paid off. Commander Ixtar inspects his invasion fleets. Okay. And we have the Knight of Cups. In this future, is this the future of romance? 25 cents. The knight steadfastly carries his romantic burden over barren mountain landscapes. 25 cents. And we have the 8 of Wands. Changes in the air, an exciting adventure into the unknown. Oh my goodness. A change is coming. Yes, 8 Wands. Communication, feather pen. And we have major arcana number 9 with strength, Leo energy, which I was definitely feeling from the fire. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, Spirit, we're on fire here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're on fire here. Okay, beautiful angels. Oh my goodness. Love, 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 love. You're not going to believe it. Okay, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Destiny, 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 destiny. Whatever was not paying forward, it was stuck. And I do feel for a lot of you guys financially, or whatever wealth means to you. For a lot of you guys, it is like actual monetary, like finances. It wasn't paying. You were invested in creating something. It could be your social media, like if you're a content creator, like a YouTuber, for example. This could be a business, a project, something you've been maybe putting your heart and soul into, okay, but it never paid it forward to you. There was no vision of how this thing could actually manifest into finances, or what the main sort of benefit was to you. I feel like you've put in a lot of energy, and this has taken a lot of your time. Okay, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of energy. And I feel like a lot of you guys might have been struggling with continuing to do this. And I sometimes share this on this channel as like, I do a lot of videos, and sometimes I contemplate like, sort of, is the squeeze worth the juice, at the end of the day, whatever the juice is for you guys. I saw wine, I see carrot juice. That could be something for someone, but this is about to transform. This is about to totally pay it forward to you. Your luck's about to change. You're going to be visible. You're going to have things move very, very quickly here. If you're in a position where you need more clients, or you need more visibility, or you need more whatever it is, this is what's coming forward. Okay, and you're going from a place of putting together the program, or maybe really where you had to overly invest your time and your resources, where nothing was really growing from it. Maybe for some of you guys, you just break even, but there was no progress, or there was, like, again, questioning, is it even worth it, or leaving with a few bucks, like, this isn't really worth, all of the effort it's putting on me, or the stress it's putting on me. And what Spirit is saying is, you're at a point now where you could sort of walk away from this thing, and it will still be successful. Or maybe, you had to, I don't know, do like 50 hours with a client. You're now doing like a half hour with a client, and your reward is equal to that in which you do the 50 hours. Like, there's something here which is balancing out this. It's not even balancing. It's like it's a reverse sort of change here. And I do feel like you feel very accomplished. Like, okay, like a big sigh of relief here, because it's like, oh, like all of that time, all of that effort, all of that energy, and not knowing what it was going to lead to, or whether it was something that you were going to continue doing. I do feel for a lot of you guys, it is your love, something you really enjoy doing, something from the heart, something from compassion as well. I don't feel this is something you were doing to gain, but I do feel like this is something that, like, you were doing out of your heart space. But at a certain point, it's like, how much of myself, is sort of lost in the sauce, or in this process here, where we might have lost a lot of our own sort of, our own time. Like, we had to commit and dedicate parts of ourself that we sacrificed. And Spirit is really showing that your higher self is pulling through, saying that it wasn't really for nothing. It was like compounding interest somewhere in the ethers here. You're not only getting that, but you're getting all of the energy that's sort of tied to that all that work that went into that is like now coming with a whole bunch of other things to it. And it's sort of like an open flow here, because I do feel like a lot of you guys can literally just take your foot off the gas for however long. Now this isn't indicating that you need not to do anything ever again. I think this gives you fire to now really be shown, like, okay, like I really trust now that I am doing what I love, but it's also is paying me in kind, and I see what to do next and how to do it next. And the pathway is carved. Whereas in the past, I feel like we were in the dark. Is this going to work? Am I putting too much effort? Am I taking stabs in the dark here, hoping and crossing my fingers that this is something that's ever going to be sustainable financially, or just like with my effort and energy? Or would I need to get like a side career here, or what, And I don't think you wanted to abandon this thing, because I do feel a lot of you guys knew that there was some higher calling to this purpose, or you've always been being guided by the divine. There was like a destined calling to this, but it's like, why am I on this path, Spirit, if everything seems to be not aligned, like things working against me? Why is it every time I sort of think I'm falling down or going down the right path, I get cut off, or I get resistance, or I get blocked here, or it doesn't seem to be reflecting back success? And Spirit was saying this was the groundwork. This was all needed in order for you to transition to the other side of this thing. And so some of you guys are still sitting in this caterpillar energy, and high self is saying this is transforming. And when it does, it's very, very quick. And these 8 wands is like, also I'm seeing like strategy, like, because it's all of the different areas that you were involved in. One of these is landing, because the 8 wands in the traditional tarot has like all the 8 wands sort of firing at once. And like one of those wands is like going to hit target. And these ones are all like going up in the air. And so I feel like one of these things that you've done, I don't know, one video goes viral, or one client has a book of clients that are like forever feeding, or they open the door to some other venue, or, maybe you, like, this is just an example, but you explored, let's say, one topic in that niche that you're doing. And then you kind of explored other sort of niches within that niche, and found one sort of untapped niche that is required here, and that's what takes off. But I feel like out of all of these sort of, I don't know, these energies, these videos, these efforts, these clients, these books, whatever it is, I don't know what this is, okay, all of your songs or videos or whatever format, because I do feel it's creative, very creative, and very much in the heart space again, out of love or out of compassion or out of some calling you had for a higher purpose here. And it takes off, or it becomes the path. So your high self thinks you're not going to believe it. 5 of Swords. Yeah, you're not going to believe it. And why, I feel, is because there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition. So whatever field you're in, I do feel like you're definitely going to be the main sort of person in that field, or there's something very, very different and unique about your contribution here that allows you to beat the competition, rise above the competition here. And your high self is also talking about sometimes when we are seen, or when we do well in something, we can have a lot of people sort of come against us, and so to not worry here, if people are sort of not all on board, because everyone's going to sort of have their own opinion, or the own way they do it, or their own thing that's not all going to be aligned with your vision. And I think when you stop trying to maybe prove yourself or battle with that arena of people. And that's why I was seeing like a special niche. It's like, I don't really want to be in the sandbox doing the same things as everybody else potentially, but I don't want to abandon what I'm doing. And Spirit says you don't abandon what you do, but you sort of create your own playing area within the sandbox that is unique to you, that has nothing to do with anybody else. Like they can't influence your creation in that sandbox. So I do feel like, yeah, your high self wants you to believe this, because a lot of you guys might be saying, well, is this even worth it? And like contemplating like switching it up, like it hasn't proven to be successful. So stay at it, because a change is coming, and it's definitely coming with a whole lot of fortune and a whole lot of visibility and a whole lot of fulfillment. Okay. But it wasn't just falling from the sky. This is due to your efforts, due to all of the energy and resources and commitment you've put into this thing, which your high self is really acknowledging here. Okay. And some of you guys, like I said, because communication was coming through here, I feel like maybe you're an orator of sorts, like you have some form of messaging that is being delivered, whether through song, or art, because the messaging here is one that the collective is taking in. So whatever you have to say and deliver is what is required. And that's part of your destined path here. You're being shown this way for a very specific reason. Okay. So I love you guys. Pile number 2, you'll have to let me know what you guys are doing, because this is super exciting. And I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, angels. Pile number 3, you guys picked the Godfather Tarot. I rarely use this tarot pack, but I can't wait to use it, and I can't wait to get into your reading. I feel so honored to be doing your reading. For some reason, this pile feels very different to me. So let's take a look. What does your high self want to communicate to you that you're just not going to believe? Not in a million years. I don't believe it, high self. Quit lying to me. Let's see. What is it that they want you to know? Okay, so I'm going to, I always feel like I need to shuffle these for your pile. I was shuffling like mad, so I do feel I need to shuffle them again. And we're going to pull some oracles, and then we're going to pull some tarot, okay? And then I'm going to channel what it is your high self is wanting you to know. So I don't feel that one. It's coming through. So don't take words literally, okay? Unless, of course, it's confirmation to you about something that you need to. But other than that, just let me channel what this is all about. So pile 3's higher self is coming through with a message. What is it that pile 3's higher self is wanting to communicate that pile 3 is not going to believe? I absolutely love the pile so far. I hope you guys are getting something here that makes sense to you. Gorgeous angels. Okay, I do feel one more. All right, so let's get this out of your way. Okay. All right, pile number 3. Pile 3's higher self. Spirit, please help me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. What is it that their higher self is wanting to communicate that they won't believe? What is this message? Thank you so much, Spirit, and thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful to be doing your reading today. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have wheel, indecisive, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Remember what I said about words, okay? I'm not going to take it literally, but wheel. I'm getting wheel of fortune energy. Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Sun, happiness and well-being. Leo energy. Jupiter energy, which is Sagittarius and Pisces. And we have desk, Pay attention to your work. Feather pens. Oh my goodness. Pile number 2 is getting. And I've been seeing feather pens. Just about communication, we see 2 feather pens. This could be communication going back and forth here between you and another energy, another person, place, thing. Remember, I'm reading energy, not necessarily people. Astral house with wealth, pentacles. This is giving me 10 pentacle energy. I'm getting Capricorn energy. I'm getting Virgo energy and Taurus. We have September. So September could be significant, a birthday, an anniversary. It could be a time frame in which you're watching this, but yeah, it could be upcoming September. We'll see how this plays into this messaging, okay? But for a lot of you guys, it might just be confirmation. Or maybe something you've been working on from September. Knot, unsuccessful plans. I just heard tying the knot. Tied up in knots. Table, we have desk here. Hard work ahead. Do you feel there's an order to this thing here? Wow. Maybe some of you guys have OCD. I'm not diagnosing anyone. Empty chair. Someone is leaving your life. Oh my goodness. So I get Emperor energy, Aries. And we have bell, announcement. Oh my goodness. Wow, you guys got a lot. We have a broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance and business. Someone's leaving your life. I do feel this over here. And we have the ladder, climbing towards success. My goodness. Get it together, Linda. Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okie dokie. Interesting. Feather pens, the teapot is giving me sharing communication with someone here. Okay, and we have heartbreak, betrayal. It says here the 3 of Swords. And we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy, which we were feeling from the 10 Pentacle, weren't we? Yeah, we were. And we have 8 Pentacles. This wealth, this 10 Pentacle. And we have speed and offer, the Knight of Wands. I don't know why I'm flipping them around, but I feel called to. 8 of Cups, departure. Oh, wow. Okay. What's under that? 4 of Wands. A holiday, it says. So 4 of Wands is my 1111 card. Sometimes it does signify twin flames for those of you guys who are resonating with that label or that journey. Okay, this one's, let me unpack it and see what this is about. I don't know what the so what is here. Okay, I don't know what the thrust of this message is, so hopefully your high self sort of gets into gear here. Okay, so I'm seeing heartbreak. I'm seeing something not working out. I do feel for a lot of you guys, it's a relationship. A lot of you guys could definitely be on a twin flame journey. It doesn't have to be, okay? There's a community, some form of family, some form of commitment, some form of partnership here. Someone wasn't showing up, okay, or it's ended. And I feel it ended because someone was acting maybe stupid or in a third party type situation. Third party doesn't have to be sexual. In this case, it is saying someone of the same sex. Maybe they're having communications with someone here. Maybe their buddies meant more to them. I don't know. But there's something here in regards to, like being in some sort of karmic wheel. And this could be you or the person you're dealing with, but feeling out of control, or maybe stuck or trapped or doing cycles with this same person, or feeling trapped in a situation we can't escape from, and maybe stuck to someone who seems like they're just scrambling and burning tires because they're behaving stupid or doing the same stupid choices. Now, this is stupid. It doesn't necessarily mean stupid. It could just be not wise, that we felt stuck to, tied to. Maybe someone that we were married to. We couldn't break out karmically. Maybe we weren't feeling emotions for them, but somehow we were stuck to them. Maybe we had to give to them financially. Maybe we just felt tied to someone and their problems, or their way of being, which kept us hostage because we saw a better way, or we knew of something better. And it's like, why am I still tied or stuck or trapped or in cyclical behaviors? Or why does the divine have this sort of experience for me in some way? And I feel like you're climbing out of this hole. Okay, I don't know if it's you or the person you're dealing with, but it takes sort of one energy kind of coming out of this hole in order to break this cycle thing here. Okay, and I do feel like this is allowing this situation to be over, which I do feel like is something that your high self is saying you wouldn't believe, because maybe you've been trapped in this for so long, or married to this person for so long, or wrapped up in this mess for so long. Someone you were married to for a lot of you guys, or just someone maybe you wanted commitment with, or maybe someone that you were feeling obligated to, or there was some form of structure here that, I don't know, was calling the shots, But I do feel like either you leave or this person leaves that structure or that pattern or that, I don't know, connection, whatever this thing is here, because I do feel like there is this commitment and this dedication. Okay, these are two cards side by side. This means commitment. This is like the dedication and the everyday effort that we put towards something that allows us to make the change, that allows us to leave or walk away, no matter how much heartbreak. And so I don't know, like if you just leave because you've been heartbroken too many times, and I feel like your high self is saying you do actually walk away, which I feel for a lot of you guys, this is good news. I don't feel like this heartbreak is like, oh no, but if it's not you, and it's like maybe you're dealing with someone here, like I said, if this is a twin flame situation with a third party, for a lot of you guys, I feel this is what it is, whatever this third party is, a marriage, whatever, an old thing. It's like this person has been committed to that world because it made more sense in some way on paper. And it's like this person has had to work and dig themselves out of that marriage, or out of that hole, or out of that cyclical behavior, them acting sort of foolishly here, aimlessly, and see the light. It's like there is a lot of heartbreak that this person created for you and for them. And I do feel like that person is walking away, and they're walking away because they are finding it within themselves to find the courage or the confidence to make different decisions, to leave that situation. And I feel like here it says speed and offer. And so if they do leave the situation, they're coming forward to you with an offer. And it could certainly be by September, where there's a commitment built, or a marriage offer, or a structure offer, or the next sort of thing here. Because with this announcement, I'm hearing wedding bells. And so for a lot of you guys, I feel like, and I'm seeing broken ring, and I feel like this is a marriage that needs to come to an end. Was supposed to end, never ended. Some form of contract, it was supposed to end in some way. Whatever was not really working or was like broken, that's the thing that comes to an end. Because someone is required to dig themselves out of that trap, or out of that, by doing the work. And so, again, if you've been doing the work on something here, it's like there's like wedding bells coming off here. There's like having to choose to walk away, which might have been very painful here with the 3 swords, is allowing us to open up to this new offer. Whether, again, I don't know where this offer is coming from, but I do feel like there's a lot of layers here and a lot of different ways this can go. But this is all about, getting married again, like the bells, laying the foundation, coming together. Marriage, inheritance. Look at this, you guys. 10 Pentacles, which I was feeling from this. Okay, marriage, family, commitment, tying the knots, wedding bells, contractual obligations. Like, yeah, let's see if I could get some more clarity. Maybe this is already clear for you, but I don't know. It seems like it's like talking about like a lot of things here, but let's see. Spirits, what do we need to know? Like maybe this person fully leaves by September, or maybe this is a marriage that took place in September or is taking place in September. I know this sounds like a lot of information, so take what resonates. And look, like for the 4 legs of this table, 4 legs of this table, and even the 4 legs of this chair is like really giving me like this stable energy. Something's been very solid or stable for a long time, and not necessarily maybe in a good way if it's been stable, but it's been stagnant, or stable, but someone's been vacant. It wasn't creating any movement, potentially very stagnant. And so now I'm seeing like something that was very stagnant. And then when you ring like a really loud bell and it kind of vibrates like everything. And then like the dust that's sitting on top of the surface of whatever, it like shakes. I feel like whatever movement this is, it creates like a profound reverberation, I think that's what it's called, and gets things to move, gets energy to flow, where things have been very stuck and stagnant. Okay, so what does pile number 3's high self want to then communicate? Can we wrap up this message and maybe make it a little more clear? Any questions that pile 3 still has here? I think things will become very clear to you. And that's the thing. It's like, it wasn't clear because you felt trapped in knots. It wasn't clear because, I don't know, like it just wasn't really clear to you here. Spirit, pile 3, what is this message from their higher self that they're not going to believe, that they wouldn't believe? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Can we answer their final question or wrap up this reading in regards to what it is they're needing to know? Thank you so much, spirits. We have the Hierophant yet again. Commitment and marriage and some form of structure. It says unity and marriage. What's under that? Don't tell me 4 of Wands. No, the Lovers. Yeah. Look at that. Decisions. That's a choice. Choosing between 2 lovers. You guys, my goodness, the Magician. Like when you get a love reading, the Magician is all about like manifesting, using everything in our power to manifest the right person, the right circumstance, the right situation in which we are like creating a partnership here that's aligned with our Dharma. My goodness. So we have Gemini, Virgo, Gemini, Taurus. 4 of Swords, rest, and the Sun, Leo, growth and recovery. Okay. You have to just apply it to your situation here, you guys, because again, your high self is saying you want to believe this. I feel like there's been a period of pause here, okay? This is like where you just stop talking to someone, or where someone really needs to reflect on what is sort of the best thing so they could get clarity. There is a lot of clarity here that allows there to be growth, movement, reverberation, and it impacts a lot of situations here, because I feel like the manifestation here is one of making a choice, of which commitment, what am I wanting to unite myself with here and give of myself? What is of greater value that is aligned with my joy? Not just what is it that I'm obligated to do, but seeing through all of this in order to make a decision. And I do feel like this has been a long period, a long time. And maybe this is why you're on the part of I don't believe it, because it's like there's been too much time has passed. And now we're seeing why we see September, you know? Maybe you've been waiting like since like last September or something like this. And for some of you guys, it could be that in September, this like decision is made where someone is no longer healing or reflecting from whatever this is in order to use everything they can in order to make a different decision. That is unexpected here. So we have the Four of Cups in reverse. And it says boredom and status. So it's like we no longer want to put our emotional dissatisfaction, like we address our emotional dissatisfaction. Whoever this is, they might have been avoiding their emotions, you know, like putting it on the back burner, or like not really addressing that they were emotionally dissatisfied, and maybe saying, well, at least the wealth or the structure is there, at least the commitment's there, or this is the right thing I'm supposed to be doing, right? You know, and it's like the choice is like, I'm ending emotional boredom here. And so somebody was experiencing rejection. You could have been experiencing rejection. I don't know. Multiple people could have been experiencing rejection. A lot of you guys, like I said, might have been in a third party type situation. But whatever was going on here is like not allowing people to be emotionally fulfilled and happy, because people were choosing structure over emotions and situations that maybe seemed more morally, you know, like the right thing to do, but at the expense of what? So I feel like there's a surprise wedding, but I also feel like there's a surprise divorce, like at the same time. So I don't know how this makes sense, but you know, and maybe there's like a message here about like not rebounding. Like obviously we come out of one marriage, we shouldn't be jumping into another here, right? But I do see that there's a pause. And I do see something that didn't work, and it hasn't been working for maybe a very, very long time. And the someone behaving stupidly is someone maybe sitting in a Four Cups for too long, not deciding wisely. Oh, look, and the Star in reverse. Yeah, like there was a need to heal. And this is all about healing. And it was really impacting the future destiny of where this person could go. Like this is about our destined path. And I feel like someone is utilizing all of their tools in order to allow a situation to change, to shift, to make things go in a certain direction that maybe, again, was very stagnant and very just there, but they were vacantly absent, emotionless in some way here. They're climbing out of this thing. So I don't know. This is your message, pile number 3. Let me know how this resonated for you guys. Story's a little cryptic here. I don't know that I fully followed who was what, but I do feel there's many moving pieces to this. And what your higher self is really talking about is all the moving pieces are now become very clear. Whatever was entangled has now becomes free. Whatever was stagnant is now like shifting, because of there's like energy here that allows things to be seen and understood. And where we might have been, you know, people weren't in the right role or showing up, is like they have to shake things up here in order to build something else that is viable here. And because I'm seeing 2 deaths, it's like leave one sort of stable situation where like, look at this. So I'm getting the one wedding, or the one marriage, I should say, to the other one, like one that just has nothing here. So void of emotions, or I don't know, void of things. And then the other one here is like, there's communication, and there's like, it's all fancy in this way. Like there's things on here, you know, I don't know, has more substance, I feel. I don't know. Anyway, this is your message, pile number 3. I hope this helped you, and I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels, pile number 4. Salvador Dali. let's take a look at what your higher self is wanting to communicate to you that you're not going to believe. Nope. Don't believe you. Nope. Let's see. What is it that your higher self wants you to know? Beautiful angels, for pile number 4. Let's tap into pile 4's higher self in regards to what it is that their higher self is wanting them to know that they're not going to believe. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Pile 4, thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space. I do want to thank your higher self for allowing us to do this reading today. And of course, thanks Spirit for allowing me to channel this message for you. And thank you for being here. Pile 4. What is this message that they're not going to believe right here, right now, Spirit? Please help me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Pile 4's higher self. What are they wanting to communicate here regarding? Wow. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Now, do not take words literally. Okay. I'm going to pull some of these tea leaves and we're going to get your message. Unless you need to take the words to confirm something, do not get freaked out. What is it that pile 4's higher self is wanting to come through here to communicate? And one more. Okay. Gorgeous angels. Let's start with your oracles, shall we? Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. All right. And firecracker, excitement. So this came out for pile 3. This came out for pile 1, in case you guys were called pig. Beware of greed. And we have success. Oh my goodness. And we have door. Opportunities are waiting for you. The door to success. I just heard heart, love, deep affection, and caring. Beautiful. And horse, short journey. And box, you will receive a gift. Sorry, I know I'm... Where does this go, Spirit, here? And we have diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Oh my goodness. Right after I'm like, don't take these words literally. Gift. Oh my goodness. We have a diamond. Look at the diamonds here. Oh my goodness. That's all I can say. I just heard really hard, whatever that means. As I stare here at the word sex. Okay, this better not to be getting her sexual for me. Okay, for me. Oh my goodness. This reading, keep it rated PG, Linda. So we have 7 swords and a butterfly. 7 swords. Yikes. King of Wands. Oh my, you guys, look at who's holding this wand. I can't make this up. Okay, getting a lot of sexual energy here, pile 4. What's going on? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 4 of Cups in reverse. Another naked person, although this person is in fetal position. My goodness. And we have the Fool in reverse, Aquarius energy. Okie dokie. And we have the Knight of Swords. I see what's going on here. And we have Strength. More animal instinct here, Leo. And we have, what is this? 7, wasn't that 7 swords? 5 swords. Oh my goodness. I swear to God, I saw 7 here. There's 5 swords and here's 7 swords. Was this like this? I'm being called to read it like this. I don't know if that's how it came up. Sorry, I'm like totally in channel mode. In fact, I'm all discombobulated here. Your message, though, is very clear. What's under 5 swords? The Page of Cups. Oh my goodness, you guys. And the Page of Cups could certainly talk about offering a gift here, okay? So what is this about? Pile number 4 is very specific, and your higher self is saying you're not going to believe. I do feel like you've been dealing with someone. I do feel it's like someone for sure. Someone who is really, 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 really into you sexually. A lot. A lot. Okay? To the point of, I don't know, some breaking point here. What is it breaking? It's breaking whatever format that they were engaged with you, because I do feel like this person was not being honest with you about their feelings, or really, really held back. It created a 5 swords situation here between you and this person. This person is confronting their feelings and confronting this situation. And I do feel this person is coming forward. This person might have really not explored this connection in the past, made you feel rejected, and really shut down their own emotions. They weren't capable of seeing their own emotions here, or scared of their emotions in some way. And I do feel like a lot of them might have been traumatized here, because we're in fetal position, which always tells me there's a childhood experience that we have that makes us feel very uncomfortable in expressing our emotions. And so we sabotage. There's a lot of self-sabotage and a lot of not being honest about our feelings and our passion and what we really want. And so there's a lot of held back energy. And this is like confronting this. These are communications. So this is talking about same sex. I do feel for some of you guys, it could definitely be a same sex situation as well, which would explain this holding back energy, but not a lot of you, for all of you guys. Okay. Because I do feel for some of you guys, it's just the fact that there's this vulnerability that's required here being exposed. And I do feel like this person might just look at engaging in this way as something that is filthy, or like, you know, like a crude act of sorts here in some way. Okay, but I do feel like this person is coming forward here, and I do feel like there's an offering here. This person wants to express their love and their affection. So I do feel like for some of you guys is coming through. And there goes my email confirming. Okay, good. Because I was holding back on saying this message because I don't want to give you guys any sort of false hope here, although this is your high self coming through. Take what resonates here for your story. Okay. Some of you guys literally, like this person was even showing any sexual interest at all. They were like really holding themselves back. And to the point where you just fucked off because you're like, well, this person clearly isn't even wanting to risk exploring this option or this potential. And so it fell flat. It never got anywhere at all. They're coming to confront and talk to you. They're going to talk to you. Okay. It doesn't matter if they're same sex, not same sex. It doesn't matter. Talk to you. What are they talking to you about? The honest truth about how they feel. Okay. Now they're not going to say, I was held back because I had childhood trauma. No, they're just going to no longer allow their sort of hold back energy sort of get in the way here and be honest with you about how they feel. And they're going to apologize if you've had a 5 sword situation here with them, or they did something to sabotage. Okay. And for others of you guys, you might have experienced someone here who was very lusty. And it was like, that's all it sort of you experienced here, you know, and maybe even a one night stand and they ghosted, or they just like, I don't know, something out of them came out that was like surprising to you. Like, was it just a fling here, or did I even matter here? Like, like I don't like how they made you feel at all. And so your high self is saying you don't have to do anything with this person. Okay. If they made you feel this way, then I do apologize to you, but I do feel like this person is coming forward. What are they coming forward with? Revealing their emotions. They understand that they rejected you, and they might have been really, really avoiding dealing with the emotional part of this connection and really sort of just dealing with the sexual part. And it's like, well, we can't just engage sexually. We need to be able to express our feelings. I feel this person's coming forward with an apology to you. And it's authentic. It is genuine, okay? It's a solid apology. I do feel like this person definitely was physically, in all cases, there's physical attraction, and I do feel masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be, and I do feel some of you guys had physical interaction, or at least this person has, I don't know why Spirit wants me to say this, has gratified themselves here. Whether you've been with them or not, over you in some capacity. There's been a release here of sorts with this person in regards to you in their energy field. Okay. Spirit, I'm not. No, I'm closing that door right now. Closing that door. I don't want to know. Seeing all sorts of things here, and I don't want to know. Oh my goodness. Might have to pause this thing because I can barely speak now. So, the main thrust of this message, okay, is that this person is coming forward because they are confronting what it is that they were avoiding to confront with you. And I do feel this person, in most cases, in almost all cases, owes you an apology, either because they were not being honest with how they were really truly feeling sexually for you, or the fact that they emotionally didn't express how they felt, and then they treated you poorly by just maybe engaging in another way here, but there is love. There's love any way you slice it and dice it here that was being removed from this equation. And I do feel like Spirit is saying this opens the door. Okay, this opens the door to opportunity or potential that you can explore. Whether you want to go down this path or not is up to you. Spirit is saying there's a journey to be had here. And Spirit is also confirming for those of you guys who don't trust this person because of what has happened. One, they are being honest. Their intentions are good. But two, if you do go down this path, that it's not going to be something that is going to put you in another whirlwind, because I think a lot of you guys might be scared to test this person or try this person again. It's like, no, like even if it doesn't work out, let's say, for example, even though Spirit isn't saying it, is saying it's a solid offer here. It's like you're no longer bound or tied to anything that's going to suck you into a long-winded sort of experience. You can exit this experience if you want. And so it's like, it's really up to you to maybe stick around. Try this out. Does it work for you or does it not? I don't feel like it has a hold of you. You have the power here to make decisions. You feel very free. And I feel like this information frees you as well, because I do feel like for a lot of you guys, if this person ghosted, it's like they owed you an apology. Or if you knew, like this person had more deeper feelings for you, but they didn't express it. It's like this liberates the situation. It allows you to understand things a little bit clearer. But I feel like on the back end of this is an opportunity here to experience more, a solid offer here. And I do feel it is based on love. And it will be successful if you guys do decide to explore it, but it's definitely up to you, because I do feel a lot of you guys might have really felt not good about this experience with this person, and felt maybe very rejected or very surprised by how this person reacted or treated you, or suddenly left you or ghosted you, or I don't know, something here, but I do feel like this person is maybe just going to pop up out of the blue, or maybe send you a communication here. Okay, however this comes, I don't know, knock on your door, send you a text, an email, a message, whatever, however this comes, I feel like it's going to really surprise you, because I do feel like this person is going to come out with it, just come out with it, whip it out, so to speak. But I feel like it's more than just this thing. Yeah, look, High Priestess in reverse. So you don't see it coming. And I definitely feel like it was someone who was not letting you in, like keeping themselves secret, like how they felt and the truth of the situation, and not confronting and not having the honest communication and dealing with things in an upfront way. And I do feel it led to a lot of you guys maybe really being mad at this person, or conflict, like arguments, or just feeling like they sabotage this. But I do feel this person has transformed from this situation. Again, Spirit giving confirmation. There's a change here. This person is freed from whatever that sort of not good energy. And look, we see 2 butterflies. Good. because I do feel the situation might have transformed you as well. And so now we have two people sort of coming in a transformed way from what was a 5-sword situation, which might have been this journey of change, a journey of learning through an experience that didn't feel good when people sabotage, that don't feel good when people are like holding out and keeping secrets. Yeah. And so this person is coming forward. I feel like we need a sneaky peek here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, let's get a sneaky peek. Okay, just whatever. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing, and I won't repeat it to you guys, but maybe let's just say this person might be well endowed as we're looking at this horse in the middle here. So let's see, Spirit, what is going on here? If this becomes too graphic, I'll make an extended. How about that? What is this final message that I'm being called to do here? Pile 4's higher self that they're not going to believe. This fell in my lap. It is sideways. What question does pile 4 have to wrap up this reading? Okay. The Chariot. Integration of shadow, balance, movement, success. Cancer energy. The Hermit. Virgo energy. This is a period of isolation. Understanding yourselves, reflecting. This person's coming out of this period of reflecting, and we have 3 wands in reverse. Look, it's 2 butterflies again. And we have the Empress in reverse. Sometimes this could even mean sex without love, Maybe this is how we felt, or somebody who was incapable of receiving and giving love in a healthy way. And we had to learn about self-value, self-worth with the Empress here, Taurus, the Libra energy. And here we have 10 swords, right? 9 swords. Sorry. I don't know. There's no numbers on these cards. 9 swords. Okay. Yeah, you did want to hear this, I feel. And 2 pentacles in reverse. Okay. This is a good way to close this out. So I feel like this situation has caused you a lot of anxiety. It has also caused this person anxiety, whether you believe it or not, like a lot, Anxieties, anytime we're in 7 swords, 5 swords, it creates all sorts of situations where nobody wins. Nobody's happy, whether they're upper hand, not upper hand. Nobody's winning. This is the true ultimate card of success, okay? Not to the 6 wands, that's like more of a personal victory. This is like winning with the universe. The universe had a plan, okay? It happened however it happened. Experiences happen the way they did. Sometimes they're not pleasant. I feel like there was a universe dishing out an experience for you and your person. You just happen to be on one side of the equation and they were on the other, I don't think either side felt good, regardless of what happened. Spirit is saying this is going to come into balance. There's going to be movement here energetically so that you guys can be freed of whatever this experience has been. Free together or free apart or whatever. Movement here in a successful way that both of you guys successfully completed or are completing whatever this thing was. Okay, both of you guys have morphed into these beautiful, free, liberated butterflies, which this one's looking a lot like a woman's private part. So what are we seeing here? I feel like the period of limbo, uncertainty, not knowing, because it doesn't matter how long of a period of time this person's been removed or apart, or the silence. I just heard silence of the lambs. So I feel like this person's felt like they've been imprisoned, of their own mind and what has happened here. And they might have taken some time to reflect. I feel like you might have had a lot of reflecting to do about your own self. I feel it's been reflected on both sides again to really understand ourselves. And I feel like whatever period of limbo and up in the air is coming to an end. And this is allowing there to be movement where things were stuck. Progress. And I do feel like for a lot of you guys are able to move together here, forward. And some of you guys, you're able to move forward individually of each other, however you guys decide to do it. But there's a breaking free movement here. And it's all because I feel like the final wrap up that this that was missing from this experience of the universe was for this person to actually admit some form of truth or to come forward, which I feel they're really doing. But the Spirit's talking about this sort of shifting slowly when this person comes out of this period. Okay, so they're amidst this, which your higher self is confirming. Okay, so they're not out there just yet, but I feel like it's going to be a sudden thing where this person comes out of this period or things are really stuck and feeling for sure like it wasn't going to move at all. And I do feel like Spirit is confirming the reason this was all happening was for us to understand our own boundaries, our own self-worth, and a lesson of giving and receiving love that creates all sorts of stress and anxiety here in our world. And a lesson here that's made us really sort of take a look at ourselves. What sort of thoughts do we have about what has happened? How do we speak to ourselves? How do we value ourselves? Are we capable of being healthy in a relationship where we can give of ourselves emotionally and receive? This is what was stuck, It was very stuck here personally on both your guys' sides, I feel here, unless we integrated whatever was the unhealthy part of us or shadow. I'm incapable of receiving love, or I'm unhealthy when it comes to how I engage in relationship. This needs to be integrated, and this is what is being integrated. Because only when we do their self-reflecting and fully understand ourselves can we then integrate that shadow. Okay, so that's what you guys are in the process of doing. Some of you guys have come out of this process, but maybe your person's still been in it. Some of you guys are still in it yourselves, and you're coming out of it as well. But what Spirit is saying is whatever is up in the air, whatever was, uncertain, whatever was creating this dynamic, because I do feel there was a lot of like turbulency, like I'm getting seasick, it's like, well, if they feel passionate, but they don't feel emotions, or I know there's emotions there, but they're not really expressing it, or they're held back. Like there was a lot of these things that were just like making you feel seasick. And a lot of sleepless nights over this thing. And there still could be sleepless nights over this thing. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's turned from a lot of anxiety in regards to the situation or this person or whatever, and a lot of more focusing on the self. And so Spirit is saying, once we close this chapter and really integrate this shadow and really understand about ourselves, this is where things really shift here. And where things really, really shift. And then there's an opportunity, there's a new door to experience, expansion, to move forward. Like I said, some of you guys is together with this person, and some of you guys get the choice to move wherever you want. It's your choice. But I do feel like the closure here is this person being able to come forward and communicate a greater truth here that's been, you've been robbed of, is how I feel. And then there's a win-win, like a success, we couldn't get to better cards of success here. And I feel like you could truly forgive this person if you do decide to move forward. And some of you guys might be saying, no, I won't, but that's what your high self is saying you won't believe. You won't believe it, but it's good. That's a weight off your mind, that's a weight off your heart. That's a weight, you're offered this beautiful gift. Yeah. Weight off your heart. It's okay, maybe you say, well, this person's only human, or I can see past this, which I can't be with this person, that's definitely legit, but I could definitely wish them all the success, and you guys sort of let bygones sort of be bygones to move forward, or even for some of you guys collaborate as friends, or have a good friendship from this thing, or have a romantic relationship. But I feel like the surprise is yet to be experienced here, and this box is yet to be open, because I feel like Spirit is talking about what your high self is saying is once you open this door, who knows what's on the other side, But I do feel for all of you guys it's different, and whatever is there is something solid. Whatever is there is going to be the door to success. Wow. Isn't that quite the reading, you guys? Well, now I can see why these readings did come through today. I love you guys very much. And if you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. All right. Bye-bye.